parents.
Welcome to We Inspire. I would love to know what number. This is one of the first ones that I've got. This is an episode a long time. I wanted to say follow this guest. They're incredible. What's in the industry that I know. I'm super excited. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Terry, for inviting me. It's very...
It is, and I know we're taking up some value. I really do appreciate it. It's your first, isn't it?
Maxime, who was born in January, absolutely loving every single. But I have to say, it's not, the baby stuff as well.
It's but then moment for a first. I'm sure you're this. I'm just so thankful your profile for me. To Net-a-Porter, incredible. So many different parts of your career. I want to start off with just kind of give the guest a little. My first question: work in the world of e-commerce, online shopper, the retail.
Good question. I actually love both. I could never pick one.
You're not going to give me one, are you?
For the convenience, I really need experience, I'd say. Within it's in my current job, I'm lucky to see CRM from both those channels in the luxury industry, to be separated. The digital at Jimmy Choo, looking after both allows me to be truly channel agnostic, Terry.
You're going to be talking a lot about customers. What's your signature?
Fries, Terry?
Fries? Come on, there's...
No, I are probably the best. I guess I'll have to pretend my favorite is...
Honestly, you want them. They just live on... If you go anywhere, where would it be?
Friends, so friends. It's where I've spent childhood holiday. I go feel at home. And
such a beautiful part of the world, isn't it?
Exactly. Beautiful, smells good. So,
You're making me want to get away, so we need to stop. Bit of a personal
one. Very simple, like classic answer. I guess you're getting. It's probably my big.
What was your dream job as a?
And for the French food.
To give the Michelin stars.
Inspector is the right term. Client, and then give a date and give the restaurant. So that's what I
job, by the way. All of that, like, it's very easy to cut.
I have, yeah. So my favorite restaurant.
Yeah.
Oh, there is Paris, which is the famous one, but it made the most fantastic art. And I went there. I went with my who love this place. There's soufflé for dessert.
I love a soufflé.
Yes, Terry.
I don't. We're literally 5 minutes into this because I'm starving. As I mentioned, with an introduction, what's about yourself?
So French, as you can hear, but I've been living in London years now. Just got very proud of it. I'm actually on maternity leave. Is the lucky mother of Maxime. I'm currently working there, senior CRM director, and before that in analytics and specialized in CRM client experience.
How?
Yeah, that's good. First of all, I wanted to work for the luxury. I wanted industry, and internship actually in London for me, and it didn't work. The person left the company, and so I ended up planning through that internship in where at the time services for stories, and for me it was like a big actor. I hacked into it. And who was one of the founder? Do you know how to use Excel? And I was like, I didn't know, Terry. And I can literally an entire night learn before, But I really wanted that job. Interviewing was really impressed me. And yeah, that's how I started fashion as an analyst. So working with numbers, the business works, and how. With time, you got an official as a client engagement analyst, but is when you work, as long as it doesn't matter what title, you're a CRM person as long as your customer is upset.
Amazing. And CRM, it was very, over the years, held, and the power of CRM now it's actually, I remember when I started CRM world, I was kind of like, it's stalker. They know every. And you don't even, but the power of it now, to brand is now that channel. Every single business that we talk in. How, from a career perspective, for someone to get into this industry?
I would say that the potential massive. To your point, quite new, some better than other industry. It's still, or that there are dedicated, quite new. It's quite in CRM at first, stems, IT, data, and the tech side of things, and it's getting more like with data. How do we leverage all? Yes, but it's really beyond than that. When you work, you aware of who your customers to be. Where again, CRM is very vast as a field. You can approach it in from so many different higher and higher on the agenda. To your point,
it's everything. CRM is what allows, manipulates the wrong word, but you can extract that information, experience, can't you? But what is good customer?
I'd say good if the client comes back, or even better, bring a time. Experience is the service that my industry, it's within the luxury industry, you need to be one further to magical experience. You need to be very aware and delivering that service as genuinely being empathic. Important skill. You need to second guess the customer is gonna want and be, and I would say experience is the customer didn't really.
And obviously, Jimmy Choo, which is obviously away from you guys, is a good experience.
So one industry I like in particular is the hospitality. Food again, Terry.
I'm hungry.
You can have some fantastic restaurants, Starbucks, of experience, and it's very reassuring. And includes, of course, who said that, and the guy, forgot hey, I forgot my coat, and someone sew back on your and I beyond what was, go back to our conversation. And so quality industry is for CRM bench.
That's incredible, isn't it? And just it's the technology behind it. It's not. It's. I'd love to see that.
Send it to you.
And coming back to the brands that you've worked on, incredible project. What's been your biggest career?
Biggest highlight? I'm not recently, 2 years ago, with the team, we launched the clienteling program. For those who aren't telling, this is what I call, it's all about retail sales, a one-on-one relations. Few in luxury is making sure personal contact, who you can go to if you need. So we and rolled it out. Such a fantastic effort, Terry. Everyone was and we are in numbers, So, I'm very proud of what the team achieved. And the biggest Jimmy Choo stores and as associates or like I didn't fast enough for them. Piece that needed to be how it is when things are new. People are a bit relaxed. They are the ones pushing us for more clienteling. Good one. I'm very proud.
Using your retailers, what you need kind of experience.
So associates are probably employees. They're the ones all day long. They're the ones. They're just access to the brand. Although that they might Instagram or e-com going in a human interaction that they would have, and because they know can help gather those clients, they can help communicate in a personalized way with our clients, and we trust them with their clients. Time makes a client come back, not just the product or but it's the fact that they consider an outstanding service that they trust within the brand.
Within CRM, like we mentioned, how do you
Myself personally, I read a lot. My biggest network, my go-to LinkedIn, much more than, so it might be surprising in the luxury industry. I absolutely love LinkedIn, all of the industry people working hotel industry, for example. Yeah, and I read about CRM. It's it build still, but there are people are doing, and so many having that are worth, and I'm getting very inspired do. Also, what I do is get in front of the customer. I try to spend time like associate and read. Like I said, they're the ones most. Me, I work in a from the client, so I try to pay a lot. How?
And I'm curious about. Yeah. So, what are you curious? What keeps you kind of thinking?
So geek, Terry. So like I said, I teach background, so that's how I'm. It's an email productive or something like that, data side of thing, which means so the IT and tech CRM, and so on top of what's happening tech recently, the RT models.
Yeah.
And those myself a little bit. And I'm so impressed they can do now this model. I can see how industry that being very, and in my field very personalized clients help for sure. So I'm researching a lot at the moment. Disruption, just the luxury industry, but most
Everyone's talking about AI. It's and it's not really, and the noise already is do it best, really, aren't we? And the purpose of these podcasts are, it's always in careers and stuff, but it's to really the future generation, and I are pre-launch really with the conversation about, isn't it? Be one of them areas that investing in people want to are the three main ingredients for these experts to focus on, and why.
Yeah, say first of all, you need to you're not, like I said, if you don't have to become customer obsessed, because who are listening to students about what kind of career they want to, if you're not curious, you're miserable in that, because it's all about how you can better what's in the industry for them. And so mindset, curious mindset that you need to have probably to be held. I always tell my team, you need to have fun. You need important to try and figure out, be happy and have fun. And that's the first thing. So a good listen, genuine, because if you cannot sincere and genuine, they're gonna feel they need trust brands and want to be that you're not doing profits really to come from the heart. Or so I want to say, like I said, CRM is is quite important. I would love to know, it is I can't. I need to leverage the power of every single day and my team, and so understand that it's not just about being creative here. It's being very analytical and not being and you don't be good at math. That's not, again, you need to be curious, because you're going to probably work reporting and those reports right, make business and your.
I think because I'm sorry, because I feel like senior level more have CRM is, it's not beautifully designed email. It's real live to personalized, just spamming loads of people, and I feel like sometimes can scare people, and I feel like it's kind of would miss that CRM can sometimes now. It's a data focus, right? It is, but isn't ever what we do have something to do with that?
Like it's you don't need to be really good at. That's what I mean by critical, or you just team who come to questions and what, or what's this, would always take the time to, and the power of those data, because that's what you're more knowledgeable said, because we need to better serve them. Data, important point here. This field is, and especially in the luxury, is so high. that's one way of as well. I believe, Terry, that data analytics is something that is important within CRM, more and more, important. It's not just about creativity anymore. It'd be like just that. Don't be afraid about it. Learn.
Part of these podcasts because I'm always exposed to conversation. I have seen gone into a very much more, and it's like, no, you don't be afraid what's going to make you a better CRM. So the volume of CRM roles now and brand CRM is meaning a lot of vacancies coming out for or in an interview for someone. So this isn't someone this is someone that wants to get in or in your application.
So we talked a bit earlier, and I think that no matter which level, being curious is great, even if you don't have experience. So, for example, something I always ask about is like, have one of our stores. And you'd be surprised, Terry, interview to work at, and they have never been in a store before. Sometimes because they're afraid and think about it, but hard in a team that is all about, and you not to observe and try and the customers in that store. What if mystery shopping here? I think it's you. I would recommend that, to get a job CRM and within the luxury stores. No one is going to actually a poor job if that kind. Go there, and observe and what's happening. And if you know about it during the interview, if I actually felt a bit also about it, because the best way to display be customer obsessed in the customer. So
we've seen you in your career.
I remember probably someone who had a big my at Chanel. Just imagine about it. Knew nothing about nothing. He took a chance, probably because he's something good. And he taught me he was some 35 years, had massive industry, and the time, had to explain things to me, many things. So he came to my wedding. So it's a mentor. And I was lucky enough to work for so many brilliant people within my career that I try as much as keep in the realities, or when I need me. And this person has always been there for me. And someone also probably a big impact in my is my husband. Reality is I've discussed work I come back to, and so men here, I guess. And I remember Sheryl Sandberg had written a book, Lean In, making your partner a real. If I have also to, especially is pick your partner right. Probably have the biggest impact here. When you're like, you might not be legitimate to pick your boss, but the reality is interviews go, and if you challenge also probably your manager, at least you've set the scene, what you're getting. The beginning of my career, demanding during my job and trying to understand and work with, because you spend so much time.
It's crazy. Honestly, you spend so much time.
And asking someone style, which is like to ask you that question, you must. It's too risky. You might fantastic job on paper for the most fantastic. Your manager, right? You might end up and a team, because that was 7. Well, at least it's.
So look, this has been. I've got a couple more questions. The next question is set from the. Nick and I go back a long way down at Pooch, so the beauty business, and her. The question we've got: what build a great for a team to an audience?
Actually, I'm still in the Quest CRM tool. I'm still looking at tool, but within CRM, the ones, that the backend stuff. So dealing with data, massive amount of data, I'm a mess. You have the tools that are that, but then you end dealing with the front end, which is how you'd want to create, for example, perfect reportings. The other tools as well, and it's about finding, of both to make the most to deliver full and the most personalized ultimately to your client with a front end tool. So I'm there aren't that can do both, but combination of two tools.
Your question for Katie's a very, very group. She's Fraser's group career, but she has got huge role. So privileged to work with her, and we cannot wait to share perspective in. What would your question be?
So Kate, what's the biggest that she had an impact on her?
So Katie's not in CRM.
Oh, in her.
So we could biggest talent. So she works across all of these industries. So an amazing. As we always hear, what advice be to someone start to the very, very big? What would you say to yourself?
I would say, trust time and things will. There is for the younger generation, and honestly, quite some time with some of them, who need. It's even hard and when I'm starting to be on the job market. And think, you might think that your career, but it's to trust that as long, you work hard, you're disciplined to yourself. I truly believe in evoke your chance. It's not, look around you and see how lucky she is, but there is no magic in that. It's really like people work hard, and, as well. While building your network is probably also take good care of it, and also about it. Yeah, I could go on for a while, but
over the last few months, I've always been. And let's end the show.
I don't really have someone that comes, but yeah, I just said provoke your.
I wrote that down, by the way. So I think that is a quote as yours, and we can see. So thank you. Especially on maternity, very early into you. Thank you so much for joining. At the end of this week's episode, I mentioned previously, we've got a very, very good friend of the business who is the talent manager. We're talking about within the incredible machine that is Fraser's and identifying amazing and what she's done to stay resilient. And I know Katie very excited to kind of. So, and Ines, thank you again.